Hi, all you Autism Parenting Magazine readers. It is officially summer, and with summer brings a whole new host of issues for us parents to face. For me, one of the biggest challenges is transitioning my daughter from school schedule to a summer schedule, which is why I've been working so hard to try to plan some sort of schedule to help her anxiety and ease into the summer. And everything was going fairly well until at the end of June a monkey wrench was thrown my way. School decided at the last minute to give my daughter extended school year. Yay, I thought, she's finally getting some extra services that I think she needs. Well, before you go cheering for us, she gets 30 minutes once a week. So that means on the Mondays that I signed her up for something else, she will now have to miss it. And of course I already paid in full, for the entire summer. Anyway, I'm trying to be thankful that she is getting services, so I'm going to not complain anymore about that. However, I don't think that people have any idea what a challenge it is to try to find programs and camps for your special needs child. In my situation, my oldest child has Asperger's, which is a high-functioning form of autism. And I love my child just the way that she is, don't get me wrong. However, I don't think people understand what it's like for them. She wants to be involved. She wants to make friends. It's just very difficult for her. So I try to sign her up for things that she wants to do or wants to try. However, the programs that are available are scarce and few for her. Either the age is not appropriate or her invisible disability comes into play. The autism camps and programs will not accept her because she is not severe enough, which I understand because children with Asperger's tend to mimic behaviors, so it makes sense that they recommend that she not attend. However, the other programs offered do not recommend that she attend their program because they are not trained on how to handle a meltdown or stimming behaviors or the like. So, they don't refuse her, it's just not recommended. Well, this is challenging for me. So, thankfully I was able to find a neighboring town that was able to work with me. I will attend all the classes with her in case I do see any sort of inkling of a meltdown, or if her stimming becomes a distraction to the class. I can redirect her or remove her from the situation. So thankfully that town is able to work with me. But out of all of this, I realized I'm not the only mom that's facing these problems. There's a lot of moms that can't find any activities or programs for their kids this summer. I have a bunch of friends, their kids aren't old enough, so they have nothing for them to do. Yet they need to learn or practice their social skills. Well, how are they going to do that if there's no social activities for these children? Then I have other people, which I used to fall in the same boat. You can come, but it has to be a ratio of 1-to-1 parent-child, which means the parent has to go with one child and participate with that one child the entire class. That's fantastic if you have a husband or partner that does not work. Mine does. We have 3 children to feed. And, my children have siblings. I can't go and leave the other 2 unattended. And affording babysitting on top of paying for the activity or program was just not cost effective. So, once again, my kids were not able to participate in the program. So, I'm not the crying type. I get frustrated, then I do something about it. I see a need, I fill it. So, what I did was I started my own program. I thought maybe I'll call it Activities for All Abilities. However, I realized that that title is extremely overused. I did a Google search and there's a lot of Activities for All Abilities. So I might have to come up with a snazzier name. But the point is, out of all my ramblings, that I'm using my abilities, my strengths, to start a program for kids that are left out. If we're going to teach acceptance, we have to start showing people acceptance. And because of my daughter, we couldn't find an art program, and she really wanted art. Arts and crafts helps her calm her stimming, and it helps calm her anxiety down. So I really did want to find a program for her. There's nothing that was available, so I'm going to start my own. I took art history in college. I love arts and crafts. Let's just do it. So every Thursday, I will now feature a arts and crafts class, and then we're also going to have a movement class with sensory fun into play with songs and all sorts of fun. Now, throughout this whole thing, my husband and other volunteers are so thoughtfully going to watch any siblings of the children that don't want to participate in the program. So, my point in all of this is I'm filling a need based on a strength that I have, my love of arts and crafts. If you see a need, fill it. In this issue, I was able to find two people that drew on their strengths, their talents, to help the autism community. The first is Janet Grillo. She's been in film forever, and she created the movie Fly Away. And it's a fantastic movie. It's on Netflix. It's also available in other applications, so please read the article about it, read the interview. I interviewed Janet. She's a mom of a son that's autistic, and she wrote the script and produced the film. It's fantastic. It really gives an insight to people that don't understand what it's like to raise a child with autism. So I highly recommend the film, not just to people with children that are on the spectrum, but also just to your average Joe, to help them understand some of the things that we go through, some of the challenges that we face, like roaming. The other fantastic person that is drawing on his strength of music. He's a career musician, Eddie Tudori, and he started the Rhythmic Arts Project to help children with special needs learn through music. And it's a fantastic program, very creative, very inventive. So I encourage you to check that out. Check out the article about the Rhythmic Arts Project there on traponline.org. If programs and activities are not for you, and you are planning on just staying home or maybe doing the occasional trip, the day trip or a vacation, we also have that covered in the issue too. We have tons of real life stories from parents like you, for parents like you. We have, in addition to all of the great reads, we have some great travel advice. We were able to connect with Catherine from imaginationsvacationsbycatherine.com. And if you book your Disney vacation with her, you will get a $25 Visa gift card. Catherine was nice enough to write us a wonderful article giving us some inside tips on how to go to Disney, what you need to go to Disney to make your trip more smooth. In addition to all of Catherine's great work. We were able to team up with Starbright Travel. And if you go to starbrighttraveler.com, they have 2 different guidebooks. One book is about imagining, dreaming about your vacation, and it walks you through the whole process all the way to going on that successful vacation of your dreams. And then they also have another book coming out that is for the USA's East Coast. It's filled with places that have accommodations for people with special needs, and again, how to have those successful trips. So I encourage you to check those out if you're going to be going on any outings this summer. And in addition to all that, we have new sections. You guys told us what you wanted, and we're giving it to you. So now in every issue, we will have a sensory fun section. We will have a social skills section. We will also have a teen to adulthood section, because people on the spectrum grow up and they need help too, which is why Mark Blakey and I wrote Emotional Mastery for Adults with Asperger's, because there is not much out there for teens to adults. So hopefully we're going to be featuring something that is useful to you guys every month. Please let me know if you know of any great bloggers or writers or topics for that section. Please send them to me directly. My email is Leslie, Leslie, at autismparentingmagazine.com. And the other new section that we're going to have, I'm very excited about, Max and Me Studios came forward and offered us the opportunity to have a seek and find in every issue of our magazine. And I love Max and Me. They have children's books, and all the money, all the proceeds from all of their book sales go directly towards autism therapies. So it's a great cause. So Max and Me has created these wonderful images called Seek and Finds, and inside the huge image, you need to look for these hidden objects. And it's addictive. It's one of the few activities that actually keeps my kids quiet. So I always have Seek and Finds on hand. We use them on long car rides or waiting for a seat at a restaurant. So I'm very excited, so are my kids, to have that Seek and Find. And I want to say a special thank you to Max and Me Studios. Thank you, McNall, for doing that for us. And I think that's about it. I am concerned. There's been a lot of negativity around autism lately in the news. So I do want you all to know, parents, that if you get overwhelmed and stressed, reach out, ask for help. There are resources, especially online. Even if you can't get to a meeting in person, I know it's hard for me too. Reach out online. There's a great online support system. You can get an account on Twitter. I finally figured out how to use it. If you want to tweet me, go ahead. My handle is at Leslie APMAG. That's AppMag. So LESLIE APMAG. If you want to tweet me. In addition to that, Bee's dad from the Autistic Son blog has found a 24-hour support system. They are based out of the UK, so if you're not in England and you can't call them, they do have chat and email. So I want you to know you're not alone. It's okay you get stressed and overwhelmed, and reach out and find somebody that can help you. Well, that's about it. I hope you all have a fantastic summer. Enjoy it. Love your kids for all their differences. They have so many uniquenesses. We all love them for who they are. So I hope you enjoyed this issue as much as I did creating it. Have a great month. See you next time. I'm Leslie Burby, editor of Autism Parenting Magazine.